Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. Today has been a crazy day, same with last night. The community and myself, or I should say different community members and myself, were all kind of individually doing a bunch of research into like different rivers in Oblivion and Skyrim and Fallout because there was a potential Elder Scrolls 6 leak in regards to actual gameplay footage that got all of our attention for a while that wasn't debunked up until now. We spent a lot of time on this. I started to do a video on covering this because we couldn't debunk it until like literally I was knee deep and almost finished with my video, and then Jenkins, an awesome community member, actually debunked this, but I'll get into all that in this video. We'll talk about that debunked piece of gameplay footage today, and I do have a couple other recent Bethesda pieces of news and stuff to cover in today's video, including a recent discovery I made regarding the Elder Scrolls 6 AI and just some interesting wording used in a job posting description. But either way, let's not waste any more time and let's break all this down together. That way you can have all the links and stuff to verify all this information for yourself if you choose to, and that way you can see that my BS capacity meter is always running at 0%. By the way, you can get yourself a BS capacity meter t-shirt right now over on Teespring, along with some other Skullzi merch, including a Skullzi hoodie, which will only probably be available for a limited amount of time just depending on how sales go. But either way, you can pick up your Skullzi merch over on Teespring by checking the link down in the description below. Now, first off, after I activated stealth glasses, or at least they're not stealth glasses because you can see them. Bad transitional joke, Skullzi. But we're going to start today's video by breaking down this AI programmer job posting that, thanks to ye old Google, you can see was posted or maybe reposted 2 days ago. And judging by that, I would have to say that the AI, for the most part in Starfield, would be completed, judging by job postings like this one, which is for a quality assurance game tester, meaning that someone is being contracted by Bethesda to test Starfield. So that would mean that this AI programmer job posting would be related to the Elder Scrolls 6, and you can see it is for Bethesda Game Studios in Rockville, Maryland, judging by the wording in this job posting. And before we break this down, I just want to say that yes, job postings aren't that exciting. They're definitely not as exciting as potential Elder Scrolls 6 leaked gameplay footage. However, it has been proven in the past that job postings do give us some inside information into what Bethesda Game Studios and other developers could be working on in regards to their future projects and features that we're going to see in their games as well. This has been a proven thing that can be used to determine this stuff, so it may seem a little blah at first, but this one's kind of interesting just based upon some of the wording used here. And you can see the overview is Bethesda Game Studios is looking for a talented, experienced AI programmer to join our team that is pushing the bleeding edge of AAA game development for PC and consoles. In this role, the AI programmer will develop AI and related technology for the game industry's most advanced game engine technology. And that's interesting. Most advanced engine technology, Bethesda. Wow, you're switching things up here a bit. Before, you were known as having the creation engine, which was buggy and outdated, but now apparently after this big engine overhaul, according to Todd Howard, you're going to have some of the most advanced engine technology. And normally I would say that they're talking like out of their rear end a little bit here, but based upon their recent partnership or acquisition with Microsoft, maybe they do have some of the most advanced engine technology now. But either way, the main thing I want to focus on is right down here in the responsibilities, where it says the responsibilities of this AI programmer will be partnering with engineering, design, and art teams to define, create, and polish AI systems and behaviors. And real quick, this is awesome because some of the AI, especially in regards to just like regular NPCs in the world, in previous Bethesda Game Studios games seemed rather outdated and sometimes even broken. You'd have to download like unofficial patches for Fallout 4 and Skyrim and stuff to like fix buggy AI behavior that would just break a lot of the quests and NPCs in the game. So it's good to see Bethesda Game Studios paying particular attention to AI. However, I've broken down AI programming job postings in the past, but what sets this job posting apart is the wording used right here, which is partner with design and art teams to design, implement, and polish AI unit types. And at first, this may not seem all that exciting, but it's low-key interesting because for them to actually be polishing using the specific AI for very specific unit types, to me, stands out that Bethesda Game Studios is going the extra mile with their artificial intelligence for their future games. And yes, to a certain degree, they've already done this, especially in regards to particular AI for unit types, but this is something that has been changed in the job posting from what I know of for the AI programmer. Specifically now, one of the main core responsibilities of this AI programmer will be specific unit type artificial intelligence and making actual units in the game feel more like the units that they're supposed to be, meaning like wizards will make better use of different spells they have accessible to them, and maybe even people in the towns will be able to react better to the player depending on what kind of character they are. Like for instance, a thief, or someone in the Thieves Guild may know of your shader exploits and remark on them, as opposed to someone in a Fighters Guild may remark on your more heroic or dramatic fighting related conquest or exploits. All this is obviously speculation based off of a job posting, but the main thing I want to point out in today's video is not the AI programmer job posting, as this has been posted recently before, but the point is, from what I remember, the wording in the responsibilities has changed here to reflect that there will be very specific attention brought to the particular unit type artificial intelligence in the Elder Scrolls 6 and beyond. And I say the Elder Scrolls 6 because, again, this is for Rockville, Maryland, and not Austin, Texas. Next up, the Elder Scrolls 6 leaked gameplay was debunked by Jenkins in the Skullzi community. Jenkins is an awesome person in the Bethesda community. He's an admin over on the Skullzi Discord, a personal friend of mine, and he also does Bethesda news on his own channel as well, so be sure to subscribe to him, follow him on Twitter. Awesome person, awesome member in the community, but himself, myself, and a bunch of other people kind of low-key discovered this Elder Scrolls 6 leaked in-engine gameplay footage that went unnoticed for a while, and this gameplay footage I do actually remember going around back when the Elder Scrolls 6 Argonia was the thing and people thought that that would be the next game. I believe this footage popped up but mysteriously disappeared from the internet, which led a lot more intrigue to this, and this footage was never debunked up until now, and it was interesting because the footage really resembles a Bethesda creation engine game, even going as far as the somewhat janky camera movements and just the way crouching works and stuff. It all looked very creation engine-esque, and even the sound effects in the game felt Bethesda. However, Jenkins noticed these sound effects were actually reused from something else, and the something else is this video right here, which represents what the Elder Scrolls 6 should look like. And if you go to 8 minutes and 15 seconds in, you can actually hear a 1-to-1 ratio copy-paste of the aesthetic sound effects from this video taken into the Elder Scrolls 6 footage here, which pretty much debunks this, and this footage looks like it's very similar to the footage in this actual video here. So for the first time in years, this actual supposed leaked Elder Scrolls 6 gameplay footage has been debunked by Bethesda community member and content creator Jenkins. So huge shout out to Jenkins. I just wanted to give him a shout out and actually spread the word that this video is debunked now. This is not an Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield leak. This is just a fake leak, and it's just strange that the same video has existed for so long, but kind of took until now to get debunked, because even as recently as a month ago on the Elder Scrolls subreddit, people are sharing this video claiming it could be real, and even in the comments you can see people are like, wow, this feels legit, and no one has debunked it yet. But that has all changed thanks to Jenkins. So like I said, third, I guess, huge shout out to Jenkins. Fourth, fifth, I keep repeating myself with that, but let's move on to the next story. The last thing I want to talk about is, after something I covered in yesterday's video and a lot of other journalists and content creators were talking about, Microsoft was basically trying to double their costs for Xbox Live Gold during a pandemic without really adding a reasonable amount of new content to justify the price increase, and everyone was calling them out for it, including myself. And it seems like the corpo actually listened to the community, which is a huge surprise, because today, actually at midnight, so Xbox was up late, tossing and turning in bed, surrounded by all their money about this decision, they actually changed their mind and said, today was not great. We always strive to do our best for you, and today we missed the mark. No kidding, Xbox. We hear you, and we're reversing our Xbox Live Gold pricing updates, meaning stuff will basically remain the same like it is. But keep in mind, this is kind of strange, and some people do think that this was some big, kind of PR stunt where Xbox was going to make themselves look bad for a minute and then make themselves look good by listening to the community, but I don't believe that's the case. I think that Xbox really thought they could get away with this because of all the acquisitions they were getting, and they rolled the dice, knew the community might have a negative effect or response to this, but thought that they could recover from it quickly, only to discover they couldn't. It was blowing up in their face, and they reversed their decision. But I expect expect this reversal to only last potentially until the end of the year, or at least a year or two into the next generation of gaming, to allow all of the new Bethesda studios and exclusive content to drop on the Xbox Series X and S. That way they can kind of make Game Pass and the Xbox Live Gold subscription make a lot more sense in regards to a double price increase or a price increase at all. And on top of that, they even went a step further and listened to more complaints from the community and are removing their gold requirements for free-to-play games, meaning like they used to be the only subscription service, from what I understand, in which you actually had to pay into the subscription service in Xbox Live Gold to play games that are already free to play, like Call of Duty Warzone. You couldn't play games that were already free. You had to pay Xbox Gold subscription fees in order to play free-to-play games, but now they're changing that also. So huge shout out to Xbox, as long as this wasn't a PR stunt the entire time. But I think that's some kind of conspiracy flattener and stuff. But either way, that's basically everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. No huge like stories or anything like that, but still some interesting stuff that I felt like you all would like to hear about, especially in regards to this leak, this Elder Scrolls 6 leak that hasn't been debunked yet until like literally today, like in a couple hours before I recorded this. I actually spent a lot of time working on a different video that I abandoned because I wasn't going to upload a video about something I already know is fake now. But either way, that finishes up today's video. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on. And if you want to help grow the channel and the community, be sure to share content, share the channel, share the video, get people to subscribe, as the YouTube algorithm really doesn't help small channels grow all that much. And since I've been asking you all to help, the channel has been growing faster, so thank you, much appreciation. Keep doing what you're doing, and speaking of appreciation, huge shout out to these amazing people for going above and beyond to bring you content like this. If you want to get your name added to this list and get a permanent video shout out from this point forward in every one of my videos, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. If you've supported the channel this week or recently, don't worry, I am updating this list tomorrow at the end of the week, so if you want to get your name added to this list, now is your chance to do so before I update the list with new supporters. But links to all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time, when I spent like 6 hours working on an Elder Scrolls 6 leak video, only for it to just be worthless. This is why I try not to cover these kind of fake leaks, everyone.
It just works.